Brian, I know you tend to cater plays and schemes to the players' abilities, right? So what does Singletary do that's going to be different in this offense?
He's just a good running back. You can use him on all three downs. So whether that's running inside, outside, pass protection, routes, you don't have to sub him a bunch in terms of this person has this specific plays, this other running back has this specific plays. So I'd say he's an all-purpose back for us.
You knew him before he got here. Did you learn anything about him in the last couple of months?
No, I've known him quite some time in this league, and he's consistent.
Dave's Brian Flores did such a hell of a job with that defense last year. Talk about some of the challenges going against his defenses.
Yeah, I'd say it's a completely different defense with Brian there and with a lot of the new players that they've added. It's a pressure defense. He pressures often, sometimes the entire game. I mean, you go back, we've competed against one another when I was at Buffalo and Miami, and you go back and look at the game they played against, the Rams and Ed Goff and McVay, and blitz zeroed it every single snap. And he presents a variety of challenges with the fronts, and then you add the players, Gilmore, a veteran now that came over there, Harrison Smith, Harrison Phillips. They got completely different edge guys with Van Ginkel, Turner, and Grenard from Houston. So it's be a challenge. It's a challenge mentally. Make sure that you're on point with everything you need to be on point with to make sure a play works against 11 people that, pressure, I'd say, quite often.
I know you say in the offseason you do some prep or whatever on the opponent's going to play. They didn't play man very much at all last year. That's seemed totally against his DNA. So how do you rectify that? They got new corners. You kind of know what he wants to do.
Yeah, I would say the one constant theme is there is pressure. I'd say he's, some of the coverages you've seen in college, call it hot coverage, where they play 2 under or 3 deep. There's a principle behind it, like cover zero, where it's like that, but they're protected a little bit more, or 1 under 4 deep. But usually there's always more rushers than 4 coming at you from different areas. But I think B-Flow's done a really good job there. Again, it's a completely different defensive scheme and structure that we saw 2 years ago. I mean, couldn't be any more different. And then you add the pieces that they've added to there. They're good defense.
You've talked going back to when they get here in the spring, the idea of the rookies and how much there's so much to learn and just introducing themselves to NFL life. When you get into a game week and you have rookies that you're likely going to count on game day, how much does game week change perspective for them, knowing that where they've been the last couple months, but now your veterans know what this is all about, but the rookies are really getting the first taste of it.
Yeah, I think that's why you have veteran leadership to help those guys, show them their routines. I think the assistant coaches do a good job with them, and again, they've played a lot of football, so it's more about creating a routine for yourself in this environment for the NFL and making sure you're doing what you need to do on a consistent basis. Have the discipline to do it right day in and day out, whether that's meetings, whether that's getting proper rest, whether it's prehab, rehab, whatever it may be. You're constantly trying to educate them on creating a routine that works best for them.
How important is Banks to this team? You obviously, Deontay, there's so many great receivers in this league. You're obviously going to see one this week. How important is he?
Well, I think everybody's important. This is why I think it's the greatest team game. You need 11 people operating as one, so everyone has to do their 1/11th and make sure that they're operating at a high level with the responsibilities and the job requirements that they have. So, whether it's Banks, whether it's Burns, whether it's Kayvon, Bobby Okereke, it takes all 11 people, whether it's on offense, defense, or in the kicking game, to have success usually.
How much are you embracing the whole 100th season aspect of this? There's a lot going on outside, obviously celebrations, things. You guys are going to be wearing the helmets this week in practice, I guess. Do you let that come into the locker room? Or
yeah, I'd say that we have tremendous respect for the organization and for the people that have come before us. Guys like Coach Parcells, Coach Coughlin, Carl Banks, Lawrence Taylor, Phil Simms, Eli Manning. The list goes on and on. But our focus has to be singular on getting ready for the Minnesota Vikings and doing everything we can do. And that's all you ask of everybody in the organization and the coaching staff, players, is to put your head down and go to work and leave no stone unturned, so that you're as prepared as you can be to go out there on opening day.
How'd they look in their helmets? I guess they were out there yesterday. Did they have the new
We did
old
we did our walkthrough, so they'll be out here today. So our focus is on the Vikings, with all respect to the people that have come before us.
Dave, what have you seen from the O-line that tells you that they're up for the challenge?
Well, I mean, again, I've said this before. There's a lot of veterans on that group that have played a lot of football. So whether you evaluate Runyon at Green Bay or Luminor, GVR at Oakland, or Las Vegas, or AT, these guys have played a lot of football. So they'll be ready to play. They're preparing. They communicate well and doing everything they can do to get ready.
How's Runyon doing?
He's doing good.
Why is he wearing a red jersey?
Well, all the offensive players will be wearing a red jersey today.
Okay.
Because he's a quarterback, so we had to switch it. Usually the quarterbacks wear a red one to stay away from, but we had to switch it because we're the jerseys that we're wearing. So he's in blue, the defense is in white, and the offense is in red today.
You expect the defensive player to kind of forget that the quarterback can't be hit if they're wearing blue?
No, we put them in different colors. So with the new jerseys this week, you can see another guy in red over there, Jordan. So
He had to be the first one out. Daniel was wearing blue, so that's why I confused him. What other different category?
Why did you decide to take over play calling this year? What went into that decision?
yeah, I'd say, look, we work well together offensively. Getting ready to play week one, and we've talked enough about that. Doing everything we do to get ready.
Brian, do you see this as a game between two teams very similar? You both made the playoffs in 22. You both fell a little bit last year and now trying to get back.
Yeah, no, look, this is, like I've said before, I've 24 years of doing this. A 24th opening game, every year is different. We've played on Thursday nights, played on Sundays at 1. It really doesn't matter what you did year before, 2 years ago, whatever that is. What matters is doing everything you can do for this week to get ready to play a football game, and that's all of us. What we're all going to do.
The perception of the play calling is that, if you're going to do it, you say, I'm going to put it in my own hands. Like, this is what I did to get myself here. I want to be in charge of that. What do you make of that?
Yeah, like I said before, we're getting ready to play the Vikings. We've talked about that. We'll do everything we can do to get ready to play.
Never really talked about it, though. You never said if you're definitely doing it or not, or you can.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
No.
Good.
2 years ago in Tennessee, like the way you coached that game gave your team a distinct advantage to open the year, set a tone. When you think about what you did well that day, what is the important tone to set as a head coach in a week one season opener, do you think?
Well, again, Pat, every game is different. This game will certainly be different. You just do everything you can do leading up to this, OTAs, training camp, all the things that you teach, the fundamentals, the situational awareness. And then every game has its own identity. So, I can't tell you how this game is going to go, whether you're going to be down, whether you're going to be up, whether it's going to be close at the end. And those are all decisions that you talk through throughout the week, of decisions that you need to make, why you would make them. That's, what we'll do here with Minnesota. Again, what happened 2 years ago, with all due respect to the question, I'm not sure really matters this game. Our focus is on making sure we study tape, study their new personnel, in all three phases, and then try to hit our keys, which will be important for us against a good team.
Dave, with the play calling, there does seem to be nowhere else to go now. So is it sort of an all or nothing proposition? I mean, I know it's not nothing, but it's on you now, and that's your responsibility.
Yeah, well, I'm the head coach, so I'm responsible for everything, whether it's the defense, the special teams, the offense.
But you know what I mean when I say you've taken over a significant extra role.
Yeah, again, we've talked about this before. Almost everybody in the league does it. It's an offensive head coach.
Was there anything that made you feel like that change was needed or necessary?
Yeah, again, we're just getting ready for the Vikings here.
What offensive challenges do you expect the Vikings to present?
Well, significant ones start with Jefferson. Better know where he's lined up He can hurt you in all three areas of the field: catch and run, intermediate, vertical, double moves. They'll use him in a variety of spots. And then you look on the opposite side of it with Addison, who we did a lot of work on coming out last year, who's an exceptional route runner, very gifted receiver, was excellent at Pitt and at UC. Then they recur veteran Jones, who's a very good runner, can run inside, run outside, solid offensive line. And, Sam is, you go back, you've watched Sam. I've watched Sam for a long time at, all the spots he's been, whether it's San Francisco, the Jets, Carolina. He'll be ready to play. He's a pro. I've got a lot of respect for him.
How much? A couple more.
That's okay.
Adoree today. How much? Give him work.
Yeah, we'll give him plenty of work today. We'll see where he's at. We'll evaluate him individual, and we'll continue to evaluate him throughout the practice. But he'll get good work.
Micah, come back.
Yeah, everybody's practicing today.
So Micah is back today.
He is. Everybody's practicing.